Alright guys, just going to go in the house in a minute, but I just want to mention something that came up yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago. Basically I've seen it in a Facebook group and I've come across this myself where the Guardia won't help you, and it's because you don't speak Spanish. And my first trip here to Spain, my wallet was pickpocketed at the Torrevieja market, and the Guardia, most of them will either not speak English or not want to speak English, so they won't help. But it's not just because of the language barrier from uh, not being able to do it in broken English, but the other side of this being is they need to fill in a report. Well, they can't fill in a report if they can't understand what you're saying, which means it's not accurate. So it's like the other day, somebody's had two bikes stolen, e-bikes stolen up in Guatemala. Well, the police basically weren't interested, not because they wouldn't do it. And I've seen people say this: the police aren't interested. A lot of time, it's not that they're not interested; they can't accept stuff that they can't verify. For because it's all legal documentation. I arrived at such and such a time, such and such said that this happened, blah blah blah. Well, they can't do any of that because it's lost in translation. So it's one of the things that we're covering with Torrevieja Services is assisting with those types of things, because we can go into the police station with you. But also, I just wanted to re-emphasize that if you do have these problems, don't assume they're not interested. Is they don't know how to communicate it properly. Now, if you phoned the police, here's a bit of advice: instead of going into the police station, they can transfer you to somebody who does speak English, and they can fill the report in over the telephone, and then they'll transfer it to the police station. Now, what I found in Torrevieja is not one of the police stations offered that service. It was when I went to the airport on the way back. I filed it at the airport because none of the local ones were interested. I didn't have a translator at the time. The one at the Alicante airport, they basically just give you the phone. You tell them exactly what you need. My wallet was stolen, whatever. They do the report. You then hand the phone back to the policeman. The policeman then gets a number off them, and they look it up on the computer. And the report that you just gave in English, they have translated to Spanish while you're on the phone. They're basically translating it as you tell them, and then basically that's it. They get the report, they print it off, they understand what's happened. They ain't gonna go rushing looking for something, I tell you that now. But what they will do is file it, and this is why I got my wallet back 6 months later, minus the cash, but it had everything else in it. So just a bit of advice, but if you do have something stolen here or something a bit more urgent, you can give us a call at Torrevieja Services. We're happy to help where we can. All right, thanks for watching.